Okay, good morning. Yeah, I look a little rough. It's okay. So, the first part of this, of going live, is you can get these at the Dollar General or Dollar Tree. It's safety pins, variety of sizes. I also picked up Sharpies. I have an old towel, totally whatever. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to upload the picture as well that we're going to work on. You can grab a notebook. I have a notebook as well. And what we're going to do, I forgot my scissors. Okay. So, anyways, you're going to get the scissors and you're going to cut the material. I'm just going to rip it right now because I don't have anything. That's good enough right here. I'm going to rip it to get the sizing. And you're going to cut the pieces, pretty small. And you're going to get the Sharpies. And everything you're ready to release, like, that you've been holding on the inside, that's just so. I'm just going to start writing on my material. So I'm going to write fear. Yeah, since it's a towel, it's a little hard to write on. Anxiety, depression, but on the chart that I'm going to send as well, there's underlying of depression. It's like not feeling good enough. It's not enough. It's all kinds of things. I'll be uploading the charts as well so you can kind of look at what the main would be and then how to go out to more in depth feeling. A lot of people guilt. So I'll write guilt and all that. I'm going to try to figure out if I can. Okay, yeah. So I can show you. I got my one piece with fear on it. So I'm going to grab the biggest safety pin I can. And during the course of this week, Monday through Friday, I'm going to go in and I'm going to work on specific things, physical, mental, emotional. And you write all that down. The thing about body imaging is you got to love who you are. So you get it on the safety pin. I'm going to just show you on my dress. And then you're going to attach it to yourself once you get all your stuff written down. And then you're going to wear it every day. Now, I've got it on my dress, but you apply it to your bra, stick it in your bra, but you wear it every day until we do release. Release will probably be, I want to say Tuesday or Wednesday of not next week, but the following week. So you're going to wear this for at least a minimum of 7 days, maybe more, of everything you want to let go of. I want to let go of fear. I want to let go of guilt. For me personally, I smoke cigarettes and I want to let go of the cigarettes. So I need to write everything that I feel there's an attachment to the cigarettes, the need for the cigarette, the sensation in my mouth, everything, to where when I do the release, because I'm going to do it with you, we're going to burn it. And if you live in an apartment or whatever, you just grab a big metal pan. If you can't go outside, wind factors, where you live, whatever. And then you just put it, what we're going to do, I'm going to show you in my place, on the stove in a metal pan. And I'm just going to light each one of them. But you can throw it all in a big pile and just burn it. Or you can get with the fire pit going and just throw them in individually or throw them in all together. Because what we're going to do is all the things inside of you that's just been causing you hell, like not feeling good enough, not being enough, not your self-worth, your anxiety. And anxiety comes from projections of others, which we're going to go through that as soon as we release, of how to discern projection. I'm going to just give you a little snippet of what we're going to do this whole series. To start with, we're gonna get our little towels or whatever. You can go buy a piece of thin material at the store for $1 or $2, because they sell them at Walmart for I don't know, a half yard or something for $2, and you can cut that up and write on it. Doesn't matter. All that matters is you have a piece of material, you get it on a safety pin, and you get it on yourself. everything you want to let go of. So the course is going to consist of this. So this week coming up, Monday through Friday, I'm just going to send text messages Monday through Friday. The weekend, you kind of sit with things or do homework, catch up, or whatever. We all have lives beyond everything else. So this week, we're going to work on this every day. I'm going to send you a message, text of what I'm working on, which I'm going to work on the physical and start clearing everything physical that's no longer serving the higher good. Everything emotional. I mean, it's going to bring stuff up, and you can add to this at any time. Something else comes to mind of like, damn, I want to get rid of that too. Add it. Just snip off another piece of material and add it to your clip, and then wear it. And then, okay, physical, emotional, all the mental chatter. Anxiety is a funny thing because it's all the parts included. Because a thought triggers an emotion that triggers the physical, and then it's just a vicious cycle that you just continuously go in. So I'm going to clear the mental. And then Thursday, I'm going to do everything spiritual. I have been in a spiritual community for a long time. I've walked with God myself personally, relationship with him for over 20 years. And I've just went through some things that the spiritual community is more manipulative than the secular world in some ways. It's like they're both. So there's good and bad in everything. So I'm going to go through all the spirituality and then like the dogma of it. And, people say I'm a Christian. There is really no, you're religious or you have God. That's it. You either have a relationship with the divine or you're religious. Because I hear so many people say, oh, I'm a Christian, but you're going to judge. You're going to, no, God's the only judge. Thank you. And on a side note, when people judge you, and I had to go through this myself, and you can add it to your clip of judgment. When people judge you for whatever they judge you on, God judges them 10 times more. So don't walk in that fear. That's what I'm letting go of, fear, and a few other things. And then Friday, I'm going to go through all the energies that were around and how you can, and this kind of comes up with some childhood trauma. That's why I added a VIP as well for clearing childhood trauma. So you can still get in on that, but the energies that you're kind of born around and taught by, I'm going to go into all the energies on Friday. We seem to mimic throughout our lives. For myself, my mother was very toxic. She's very about herself, her look, and I really think she hated me for who I was because in some ways I outshined her. I did everything she wanted to do. I had the life she wanted, and she kept trying to take it away from me. Well, it doesn't matter now. The thing is I realized my ex-husband, my kids' dad, had the same energy as my mother of trying to kill me and take me out, which he did it in a different way than my mom did, but it was the same energy. And now I've realized it, noticed it, that's the same energy. And then after he died, I realized I was attracting the same energy that he was continuously into my life, of people trying to control me, trying to manipulate me, trying to take me out, trying to change my course of my life. And I've taken that all back. And sometimes it feels like in life, when you're dealing with all these crazy energies, it's like you're a puppet on a string because somebody's pulling you this way and telling you to do this and telling you to do this. And you got to get into you and know you. And this is why we're breaking the chain, so you can cut the puppet strings to know who you are. As we clear the crap out, you become more clear on who you are. When we do the big release, and we're going to take a couple days with that, you know what I'm saying? I think it'll be on a Tuesday or Wednesday. I've got to look at my schedule that week because it's insane. Um, but we'll burn all this shit and it'll be gone into the ethers. And I will do God come and cleanse. And then while I'm on the live burning my stuff, I'm going to say to everybody that's participating to just have God fill them with God love, with the knowing that they are enough, with the knowing of everything. I'm just going to fill you back up with the good stuff. And then the next assignment will be, and this is going to be a little bit of a challenge to start with, but once you get in it, you can do it. You're going to have a number 2 assignment. And this will be not next week, but the following week. So there's like this assignment, then just kind of listen and go through, and then another assignment as we release. You're going to write 100 things about yourself that you're good at, that you love about yourself, experiences you've been through that you got a good knowledge upon, everything. And it's going to stretch you. Yeah, you can say, I love my hair, I love my eyes. That's going to give you about 5 or 10. But I want you to go deeper. There's one thing through my course of life, that one thing that I've dealt with on a regular, and it was almost like yearly, and some years it was massive, was death. People around me were dying all the time, but I was helping get them prepped for their death, to everything be in place. And then the other side was the feelings of going forward. And in 17, my ex-husband died. And the thing with my ex-husband is I always told him, once I broke free from him, I never lived in my life with regrets with him. There was one point that, he took away my self-esteem and everything else. And I had to find myself. I had to fight. And I did. But when he died, 6 months before he died, we had a conversation. And he's like, I love you. And I was like, okay. I said, I'm not in love with you. A part of my heart will always be with you. We share 4 children together, but you're toxic and I can't do it. And he said, I was with a gentleman at that time, boyfriend. And he said, you let him know that he is the luckiest son of a bitch to have you, because you are a damn good woman. You're a phenomenal mother. You're just an awesome person all the way around. And he is damn lucky to have you in his life, because I don't have you in mine anymore. And I really feel it. I'm sorry. He's like, because you're such a light and such a joy to be around. And he's one lucky trucker to have you. He said something else, but I'm keeping it potty free. And I was like, okay, I'll let him know. But I stood in my power. And when he died, there was nothing I regretted. But my children, I had to hold my children. They lost their father. And I walked it out with somebody else losing their father. And I know it hurts, because I love that man like a father of my own. Even though he wasn't like my birth dad or nothing. I know I'm getting tearful. But this needs to be said, because this is part of the program as well. And I walked it out with somebody else losing a father. And I know that pain deep. And so I had to hold my babies as they lost their dad. And my kids were 25 to 15. Because we had 4 of them together. That's a young age to lose a dad. And then, but I wasn't worried about the responsibility that was put on me, because I always took care of my kids. I always made them priorities. Now they're all grown. My baby's 21 this year. Yeah, I'm aging myself. but they're all good, productive citizens. And that's what I was raising, was good, productive citizens. Everybody has bumps in the roads. Some people that know me personally know that I have a son that found the wrong way, but he's back on the right path through diligence, through you can do it. You can do anything you set your mind to. You can have anything you want. That's what I tell my kids all the time. And I've told myself this too. And my life's changed. Because breaking the chains, you take the authority back to yourself. You're no longer a puppet on a string. Everybody telling you what to do, how to do it. And it's not even their life. It's yours. You have to decide in this class what you want in your life. Because you're the author. Nobody else. Nobody. So that was one of the things that I found that I dealt with regularly was death. The other thing was for myself, writing 100 things that I'm good at, is I'm good at putting things together. I've been a project coordinator. I've done the biggest outreach program ever done in Wichita. I was the head of it, coordinated it, did all of it. And that was in 2005. You do all these things in your life, and as they all add up, you look at your life and go, you know what? I have accomplished shit. And, for the longest time, all I did was take care of kids. I was a daycare provider. But you know what? I spoke life into those kids every day. I gave them structure. I gave them obedient, discipline of like, no, I was helping raise and model children. And God gives us babies, but they're only ours for a minute. And then he puts people in their lives to help direct them in the correct way as well. And I ran daycare for years. When my baby girl went to school, so did I. And I got on the path that I was meant to be on. And that's my healing. And I went and got the credentials so I could do all the things. And where I'm going next, I don't need those credentials. I don't need to be labeled. Because I do more than just massage therapy. I do healing sessions, and I lay hands on people. And yes, I pull the pain out of them. And yes, I have x-ray hands. I can see the problems. But I would have never birthed that if I didn't start living for me. So we're going to get through the 100. We're going to have like a chat session of whatever, you can express what you've gotten, whatever, or you can just share it with me privately, or you can just keep it to yourself. Doesn't matter. But you will find out who you are. And so the following week after that, I think we're on week 3 now or something. I'm going to go through the negative self-talk. And in every way we do it. I'm going to go through protection. There's seven things of protection. And it's a little more because like the sword of truth is your tongue. So you speak truth. That's all I do is speak truth. And, when I was young, it's like, your tongue's a double-edged sword. You just cut people. I speak truth. That's all I speak. And yeah, sometimes the truth really does hurt. But it's truth. So I'm a truth speaker. That's one of my gifts. Then we're going to go through projection. And projection is what people place on you to make it your truth when it's really their truth. Yeah, it's a whole thing. But as you notice people projecting on you, and because you know who you are, you're like, whoa, no, send back to sender. Thank you. No, I know who I am. And then we're going to go through perception. Because once you know things are projected, then it changes your perception to the understanding of the information you're getting. So perception, for me, perception is, in a lot of things, I try to look at it from other people's eyes to know their pain. And so I can be sympathetic to them, empath, whatever. I've walked through hell. My life's been through hell. Yeah, I probably need to do a video and do a quick, this has been my life. That'll be a lot. Because I'm 50. I know I don't look it. I don't act it. Because God's restored me back to before all the bullshit. that tried to take me out. I've been restored, and I'm here to help restore others. And I know that too. Whew, that was deep, but it felt good to say. So, after projection or perception, we're going to do a whole thing on boundaries, because setting healthy boundaries and not letting people use you, not, and you've discovered all these other things, setting clear, healthy boundaries for yourself, for your work environment, for yourself as a person, of like, no, I'm not taking that mess. No, I'm worth more than that. No, I deserve this. We're going to go through boundaries. And then, you can journal about it through the week or whatever on the information I get. We can have conversations. I'm texting this to everybody. So it's not like you don't got my phone number to contact me. And the last week, and this is a good one, it's grief. There's 7 steps to grief, and there's a few steps in the 7. There's like 1 or 2 that are very light for most that they process through pretty quickly. I'm going to take the week to go through grief, and it's just going to kind of be led because I don't want to rush. And I'll put the 7 steps of grief. And it's deep. There's guilt. There's shame. There's regret. There's so many things with grief. And I'm going to chunk it down to some days. I'm only going to do one subject to talk about because it is so deep and it does cut like a freaking knife. And you have a pit in your soul that's gone. That person's on the other side watching over you and helping guide you and looking out for you in everything you do. Some of us are super connected to the other side, some aren't. Some can hear the other side, some can't. Some just know. Like for me, I'm going through my day and I always know I'm being watched over because I'll get out of my car, truck, whatever, and there's a penny on the ground. And I pick it up and go, thanks for watching over me. Thanks for my sign to let me know you're still there. And that's mine. It's different for everybody how the other side communicates with you. For me, it's been coins on the ground. And it's pretty cool just to know that they're there watching you. And when my ex-husband first died, like literally first died, 1, I felt him leave. I had the physical body reaction. And I was in bed with my significant other at the time. And he was holding me, and I freaked out, and then he freaked out, and 2 hours later, I got a phone call that my ex had passed away. I felt him leave. That's how deep my gift goes. I was heart connected with him at one point, and I know he was pulling on me as he was going, or letting me know he left. I didn't know when it happened. I thought I was having a freaking heart attack or something, and so did my significant other at the time. But then I was just at peace and I was fine. So yeah, grief is pretty major. So I'm going to spend a whole week on it. And then, I may you can text me within a few days after that. So it'll be about a month. So by July 4th, he'll be a new person. And, but if you want that one-on-one time to clear childhood healing or go through the grief process that's so deep, because I have worked with clients and she was angry and she wouldn't acknowledge it. And she said, I did years of therapy, like going and talking to a counselor. And she's like, 2 sessions with you? Because 1, we identified everything. She had homework to do for the week, and then we revisited the next week, and I finished clearing it out for her because she had to acknowledge where all these places were in her. And when we broke it all, she's such freedom. And it was an ex-husband of hers as well. They were young, very young. But now his anniversary date of death doesn't hurt her. His birthday comes around. She kind of like, yay, it's his birthday, because she let go of the anger. And that was what's holding the grief, was the anger. Because she was like, I can't be mad at him for dying. And I was like, why not? Why did you leave me? You hurt me. You need to exhaust. You need to acknowledge what hurts you. You need to feel it. I was with my son yesterday. We're walking around Walmart, whatever. And we walked down this one aisle, and he was with his girlfriend, and she was starting to have a breakdown. He's like, Ma, can we have a moment? Yeah, sure. I'll go shop. As I walked away, he was putting his arms around her and just holding her in the moment. And I cried. I cried for the both of them. One, because I want somebody to love me like that, and even in my moments, so they just take the 2 seconds to hold me. So we're walking out of Walmart, and we were talking. I don't know what we were talking about. And I was like, I've never tried to fucking control your life, bud. And I didn't try to fuck it up. And I'm sorry for telling you. You need to be a man. Dry it up. Don't cry. I said that was wrong. And I'm sorry. Because you're human. And you have emotion. And you need to feel it. And I said, your Miss Woman up there is teaching you something right now. And he's like, what? Well, no, whatever, Mom. He's like, I'm not a big sissy crybaby. I said, just because you embrace the moment of tears doesn't make you a crybaby. Your woman earlier had a moment. You embraced her in that moment, and the moment passed. And she was okay again. So all I'm saying to you, bud, is if the moment comes, let somebody hold you. The moment will pass. The emotion will pass. All things do pass. So the emotion will be there for a moment, because there's been different times in my life of moving out of places and doing different things in my life. And I'm just like, I stop and I just look around and I cry for a moment. And, everybody try, my other son was with me. He was trying to hug me. I said, no, please. I'm having a moment. I need this moment. And this moment will pass as soon as I feel it. I have to feel it to have it move. And through this course of breaking the chains, things are going to come up. Things are going to get you. Embrace the moment when the moment happens. Because when you stifle, when you shove down, when you try to silence it, it just becomes a bigger beast to take you out. But when you embrace it in that moment, it's just that. The moment. And it does pass. And you do see sunlight. And this is what breaking the change is about, is breaking everything that's been binded on you to not living your true authentic self. And that could be anything. Not everybody's going to turn into a healer like me. Yes, I remove dark entities. Yes. Entities that are attached to people, I remove them. The demonic, they've been in my life trying to stop me for 100 reasons because I'm so gifted. I chase demons. I get them gone. I have x-ray vision hands. I can touch people and see the problem. And I have verification because I've had people go to the doctor, and there's one lady, because I do a monthly of like just staying on top of colds, cough, tummy aches, energy shots, sleepy shots for kids, whatever. It's like the whole family thing. And then there's like a subscription that you can also get that is one-on-one work with me. It's just a one quick fix. It's a one fix. It's whatever one thing you want to work on. And it could take 30 minutes. It could take an hour and a half. It just depends on how the depth of it is. So in which case, I've had them text me, can you tune into my KED? Yeah, got it. They text me back. The doctor said the same thing you did. And I went and paid the doctor for it. The copay's on top of it. I have looked at structures of bones and everything else. And I've had CAT scans, MRIs, whatever, say the same thing I have. I know my gift. And I know why Satan's tried to take me out. Because when I was 10, I seen demons. And when I was 11, I felt other people's pain. Yeah, I'm pretty gifted. And this started pretty young. And my whole life, people have been trying to take me out. And all the things that bad have happened to me has been a learning lesson to help guide others, for one. And two, Satan's tried to take me out multiple times because he knows I'm here to change the world. In 17, I was in LA and this gentleman said, can I touch you or whatever? And he put his hands in. And he's like, ooh, your energy's pushing me off you. He's like, and then he's like, he goes, every time you go to heal somebody, you're healing generations of shit. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, your ancestors are tired. You got to slow down. You can't do this that fast because they're just, what's with your angels and your guides and everything? They're omnipresent. They never tire. They never eat. They never nothing. And that was a straight lie from the devil himself to stop me. And I did stop for a minute, but not now. Satan can get beneath me. That's part of the protection part of how to take authority over your life and not let the dark run it. When I was also in LA in 17, there was, and I was like, I can't talk about that because that's just too weird. And people are going to think, well, you know what? The truth is, there was this, because I talked to a friend later who sent me a picture of the same thing I was describing. And it was a negative entity that was attached to multiple people, and it's to take out the spiritual community. And it's dark. And I was removing it. And the same guy that said my ancestors, he was telling everybody, oh, it's all theatrical. She doesn't really do that. It's just theatrical. Right. No, it's not. Because yesterday I had a session with somebody and discussing things with her. She's been vaxxed, and she was telling me some problems she was having. And this negative entity usually attaches to the base of the neck in men because they're the head of the house. They're the masculine. They're the head. And for feminine, it's usually in the base of their spine because they give birth. They give life to things. So this demonic entity attachment, which is in the thing, the one person I dealt with in LA also had it wrapped around their heart. So it can be anywhere. But when I said trying to demasculinize our masculines, get them so confused they don't know heads from tails, and it's trying to take out the women who birth things, because that's what got to do it. Women give birth. So why wouldn't it be in their lower back? Why wouldn't it be in their stable stability? Why wouldn't it be there to take people out? Because as I was talking to this friend yesterday and I removed the entity off of her, I was like, well, I was working with this one guy and his whole spine was entangled. I was like, but it was really in his neck. But that's when I just, dang. So the other side is, if you haven't watched Matrix 4, really do. Because we're in a time of the pills. And it's got so many metaphors in it, and I could just see the world, and it's just amazing as it is. So I'm going to shut up. This went a little longer than what I wanted. That's how you do the first part. I've went through the whole thing to what we're going to be doing and working on. And I hope everybody found some good nuggets in this. I know I talked about myself a little bit, but I think you need to know who you're working with. Yeah. I know that I know that I know. So, y'all have a beautiful day. I'll be texting you this video shortly. And just for everybody, I'll see you. We'll text and see you later. Bye.